Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Regagwadash, the water, Yahawah, the water, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Shalaki, Yahawah, for my sins as I cry. Baba Yahawah, for your mercy every time. Baba Yahawah, for a all the time. Kolo Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, the water Yahawah, for the akim that you supply, the water Yahawah, for the aqua that comply. Kolo Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. Shalom, shalom. Whoo, boy, I tell you, Most High is toasting up everything in terms of the heat, and he's turning up the fire, which is beautiful. You know, I was very much pleased with the fact that the Most High Yahawashi has afforded me the favor in being seen in His eyes, and if I can continue to see favor in His eyes to do exactly what He says for me to do, and not concern myself with what others in this world say or have to say about what the Most High Yahawashi is having me do. You know, this has been a minute. It's been extremely resourcefully busy, always doing the work of Yahawashi. Like I said, just never putting down the plow. Don't put the plow down. And because there's many ways for us to have that plow and to be doing it. You know, we being members of the selected elected, which we praise, worship, and pray and hope that we are. We look to not put the plow down in terms of what the Most High is having us do, because everything that He does have us do is very much predestinated. I mean, that's the status of the situation. I mean, no matter how you look at it, no matter what your thought process is or whatever, you know, everything is definitely predestinated. You know, we was first want to start out by giving our salutations to all of the hopeful elect that are out there to potentially receive the truth and the knowledge of the information that's associated with what we are predetermined to do by the Most High Yahawashi Yahawashi. Shalaki, give me a second here. Just give me a second here. Here we go. And I think that we kind of fall short a lot of times in terms of being able to acknowledge that, but definitely want to give, like I said, salutations to the hopeful elect and, of course, the scattered elect that are scattered around the entire world in reference to what the Most High has predetermined how things will go. And they will look like multitude of other nations that are out here, but at the same time, they are the chosen people of the Most High, hidden from who they are. And so we want to definitely give our salutations to them. We give our salutations to the apostles and the elders and, of course, the bishops and the men of the Lord and all those that are doing this work day in, day out, week in, week out, year in and year out, and staying as close and clear and accurate to the sacred name of the Most High Yahawashi as possible. The men of GMS, Great Millstone, have been some diligent soldiers in that area, in that capacity. We all don't do everything completely right in terms of what the Most High has us do, mainly because we don't pick up closely on the clues. We all don't do very much right in terms of what the Most High will have us do, because we all don't always pick up closely on the clues. But, you know, that's the strive that we have at this particular time in terms of what we should be doing. So I just wanted to definitely get those salutations out. You know, the lesson that Yahawashi has given me for today, I feel like it's a good lesson. I mean, anything that he's always given me, I've never had any issues with it, you know. So, and this one, of course, I believe is one that should touch your spirit to a pretty good degree. It's titled Predestined Prophecy Pawns of Yahawashi, Creational Complainers. Okay, so we're going to get into this, and we're going to break down what we mean by that through scripture, and just try to, you know, keep it in that capacity and take it home for whatever measure you can understand about this. I don't ever ask if it'll be edifying to you or not. That's not my purpose. My purpose is to do whatever the Most High would have me do. You know, I don't concern myself with whether or not someone is going to be getting this information in what could be considered an edifying fashion. And the reason why I say that is because everything is determined already. And if you're supposed to be getting this information, you're supposed to be coming in line with what's supposed to happen and what is going to happen by Yahawashi, then that's exactly what you should be receiving here. If anybody seems to have a complaint or a problem with the fact that everything has already been predetermined, and you think it messes up your capacity to bring the truth to light and to bring out information for Yahawashi, and if you think that, you know, knowing the predestination of everything that's already been predetermined is going to cause you a problem, then you really don't understand who it is you serve or who it is you worship, praise, and serve to. Because in the context of spiritual maturity and understanding, if you've been in this truth for a while and you're not bugged out by the Most High, then you clearly say to yourself, you know what? You're right. He's all powerful God. He's all powerful Yahweh. He's all powerful creator, and he controls everything that he created, all parts of it. Everything and all agendas and everything that you're witnessing, experiencing, going through, will go through, and future, past, present, it's all been completely determined already by Yahweh, the Father, and then set forth in motion so that Yahawashi and the angels and all of those that do his bidding will get everything done. He doesn't have to get off the throne to do anything. He has created, he has invented and created all of the entities in order to do everything that is going to be done. And you know, it's just really easy to go to him if he has, of course, determined you should do so, because even in the book of John 17 on down through the whole chapter, he talks about the fact that the Father has given to Yahawashi the men, which well, you also have to include the women and proxy and parlay to that, to him already, and he hasn't lost a single one of them, and they have been kept in his word, and they have been kept in his you know what? I'm not even going to butcher it. Let's just go there and talk about it, and let's just bring it up a little bit. All right, we'll just read a little bit. We got a few chapters. I mean, a few scriptures to get through in several chapters, so we'll read this. Let's understand. You got to know that if we're teaching anything, and we're going to keep it in the most high spiritual context, you really got to do contrast. The Most High keeps telling me to emphasize this enough, because Okay, we're supposed to, the saints, the Israelite saints in Psalm 45 and 47, when they in 148, Psalm 148, when they cry and sigh to the Most High, when you cry and sigh to the Most High, that's fine. You can cry inside to the Most High, because clearly when you're in this flesh, things are going to get to you in terms of the way things are happening, and the way the Most High is taking down and tearing down what He has invented and created and had built. But listen, you gotta stick with this on the contrast side, because you teach how much Esau is been put in front of these opportunities to take this system down, because he's controlled, he's puppetized to control, which is all of us really. We are controlled by the Most High, everyone, even if you think you're not, you are. And if he's the forefront of the situation, it's because he's been put in the forefront of the situation. He's not there on his own fruition. He's not. He has been put there. Everything that is going and happening to you, around you, and through you is already been determined and been set up by the Most High. So when the Father says, tell them that they need to do contrast, because it gives Him honor. So you give honor to the Most High, and the highest honors to the Most High, when you do contrast in reference to how things are starting to pan out and span out, in reference to how things are being done in this system that's going down, which He's taking down. Now, I'm going to hit a couple of different phases about this, because you're not seemingly picking up the clues, or you're not taking a Hezekiah moment and going to the wall and praising and praying for the life to be put back in you, so that you can understand that He's doing all of this, and to the detriment of those that don't receive it. You're not real good clue solvers. It's just real simple. He gives you clues. He gives you unction. He gives you the ability to determine that you can understand that He's doing all of this, and it's already predetermined, and it's not going to turn around, and it's not going to stop. So for all the organizations and camps and churches and whatever you want to call yourselves, and you're out there teaching that you have to bring out some truth to your nation, or to your community, or to your people, and all these words you're saying in order to wake your people up to the truth, or to tell your people, okay, this is what's happening, to warn your people. Yes, you have to do that, but you also have to do contrast in terms of it, letting them know who's actually orchestrating everything and controlling it in completion, which is Yahawah, the Most High, through His Son Yahawashi and the angels. You don't do this. And so what the Father starts kicking my ass about is saying, keep telling them, because you got to keep telling them. Sometimes the repetitive lashing on you about the fact that you don't do contrast can maybe the grace of the Most High will say, all right, I'm going to wake up the mindset of these preachers, teachers, pastors, apostles, leaders, elders, and start telling them, you need to give me honor through the whole process of the teaching. Give Him the honor, which it means give Him the credit, give Him the acknowledgement, give Him the sovereign reverence through all portions of the teaching. It's not a burden to tell those who are listening all along the path that you're giving information about what's happening in prophecy, what is to befall people, what kind of situations in terms of correction and judgment and grace and blessing. You are to give the Father honor throughout the whole sequence of what you're teaching. Come on. You don't get this? You sit back and you think and you say to yourself that you know this truth, you know this understanding, but you don't do that. Okay? And so when you don't do that, you're not being good clue solvers. He has a specific level of spiritual blockage on you that you don't want to do this part. So you big up creation that is though it's going to be kicking your ass, and it's just out there set loose to do whatever it wants to do. That's not the case. He's controlling it all at all times, and you don't give Him credit. Most of the time, those who teach Him never, you know you do this. You give the Most High 3 or 4 seconds of honor and praise. But you think that because what you're teaching is honoring and praising him, but you don't mention him in the process of what you're teaching. You sparingly sometimes say, well, in actuality, the Most High is doing all of it, or it's all being controlled. And you think that's enough. You think it's enough. You got to understand, he's not pleased with that. That's why he said that he wants you to, the first commandment is you got to give him the first love. You don't give nothing, no higher praise than the Father himself. No one gets the highest praise but him. And that giving him the highest praise is very simple. That means that he should be included in the conversation and in the explanation and in your dissertation of what you're teaching all the way through the lesson, from the beginning to the end. That's where it should be. He should be filtered in all of that. And you don't do that contrast. You get on a tangent and you talk about shit that bothers you. Oh, you complainers. And we're going to talk about a bunch of complainers because we got complainers across the board in the world. You know what? Most I reserve my spirit to say everything he's doing, good, bad, ugly, left, right, up, down, fat, skinny, it don't even matter. He's saying, hey, look, you can't change it. And I said, I am so submitted to that. I'm so humbled and committed to that. And I'm like, okay, you're right, Father. You got it all covered. What can I complain about? I can't change a thing, a damn thing. So whatever you're doing, I'm good with it. Because what else choice do I have? My will is no will. I'm submitted through his will. So if he says this is what I'm doing to you, anyone else, and everyone else, if I'm bugging this person out, or bugging this one out, or bugging a family member out, or bugging a husband or wife out, whatever, that's what he's doing. What am I going to do about it? What can you do about it? Look, you got to still understand, in order for us to get out of here, he has told you over and over and over that it has to go so damn bad and so freaking wrong that even the demons don't want to be here. He has told you this over the time. So when he bugs out people who seem to bug you, why do you have a problem with it? Why? He's doing it. So you got a problem with what the Most High is doing? Your little ass, my little ass, we gonna complain to the Most High that we don't like the way he's bugging out, who he's bugging out, and what he's doing, okay? Well, then now he got you bugged out then. If you got a problem with the way he's doing it. Look, somebody's got to fulfill the role of a bug out. That's part of prophecy. That's part of the predestined prophecy pawns. Someone has to fulfill that role. Just like you got to have the role of an apostle, the role of a prophet, the role of a bugged out person, the role of these Christians. You got to have these roles of these people. That's how we get out of here. What are you complaining about? Just do your freaking job. That's all you got to do, man. You can't stop what he's doing. You cannot change it. Give the message, present the information, and use contrast and tell the people, tell the elect that, look, Yahawah is doing this because it's prophetic and it has to happen. All of these people who are doing what they're doing, coming against Israelites, bugged out Christians, bugged out Israelites, coming against Israelites, it all has to happen. This is what it's about. It's got to go this way for us to get out of here. No one's going to turn back to the Most High. If he hadn't scheduled you to be turning back to him. He keeps telling me to tell you this, but you don't seem to be very good clue solvers. Okay, so let's listen there about what Yahawashi is talking to. Yahawashi is talking to his father in the form of a high priestly prayer that he's going to the Most High, which I know majority of you read this already, so, and you know this kind of stuff, but you just, I don't know, it's just like you get, it's like, some people, when they take a test, I mean, they study, they take a test, and then when it's time to reveal the answers to the questions on the test, you draw a freaking blank. And you just don't know what to say. You just go say stuff that, oh, well, well, Esau's coming for you. Esau gonna get you. Well, Esau, he's controlling, technocracy and all. No, he's not. It's the Most High controlling technocracy. The MOTV belongs to the Most High. It don't belong to Esau. Boy, I'm gonna tell you, read, John, because y'all get on the follow. Okay, read. These words speak Yahawashi and lifted up his eyes to heaven to what? Who's there? And said, Father. Is he talking to himself? No. Father, the hour is come, glorify thy son. See, he ain't talking to himself, that thy son also may glorify thee. So how do you glorify him? If you don't mention him all through your lesson more frequently. Now listen, if you can't put together lessons and information and talk about how the Most High is controlling all this bugged out stuff and all the stuff that's taking us to an end, because there ain't nobody going all the way back to the law. That's not happening on this side. All that's going to be taken care of when we get to the new covenant, new kingdom, and the law will be put in our inward parts. So you're not going to accomplish doing the law now. It ain't got shit to do with no damn fringes, because fringes is also a clue. All that is showing you, hey, here's a fringe. Wear a fringe because a fringe is a clue that you're supposed to do. A fringe is a clue, so you're supposed to do. It's a clue. Can you figure that out? That's all it is, so you can know what to do. So this is what he's telling you. All right, back to what I was saying, okay? Glorify thy son, that thy son also may glorify thee. You see what I'm saying? The Most High is glorifying the son, and the son is talking about the father. You say you mirror Hamashiach. You say you mirror Yahawashi. Well, no, you don't, because he consistently glorified the Father all the time. He talked about the kingdom of heaven and Father all the time. Even though there was shit that was going on, that was a problem that had to be solved as far as miracles were concerned, as far as him doing things to heal the blind, heal the sick, and everything else. But he always gave glory to the Most High. Of when he went around with the camp of guys he had, and that's what he taught them to do too. What the hell do you do? What do you do? Do you do that? Do you give glory to the Most High through everything that you're talking about when you giving teaching and lessons consistently? Don't take for granted they know what I'm talking about. No, they don't. Because if they knew what you were talking about, you wouldn't be getting the responses that you get. You're not understanding he's bugging people out because they have to fulfill that part. Just like you got to fulfill your part. 2, as thou hast given him power over all flesh, Yahawashi, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. See, so all this wacky-tacky, I gave my life to Jesus. Well, you probably did give your life to Cesare Borgia, okay? That Edomite white Jesus Christ. That's probably what you did. Fine, because he had you bugged out in order to do that. But you ain't giving your life to Yahawashi because you have to be already pre-selected and pre-chosen for this to happen, okay? So don't even come here with no stuff about you chose Yahawashi. No, you didn't. You had to be already chosen. Okay, let's finish. 3. And this is the life eternal, that they might know. This is what? This is what? The life eternal, that they might know. See, why is this is the life eternal already determined when you ain't even in that state, in that particular metabolistic entity right now, as far as this is the life eternal. But it's referencing that. This is what Yahawashi is saying. And this is the life eternal, that they might know the only true power, God, and Yahawashi HaMashiach, whom thou hast sent. See, so you say you mirror him, guess what? Do a checklist. Get in the mirror and see if you really mirror Hamashiach. Because guess what? You're all convicted, including myself, because no, we do not. No, we're not. That's why every man be a liar, because you don't. 4. All right? Now look. See, this is right back to what I was saying. I have glorified thee on earth. Okay, so you feel that you do your little ministries, your churches, your dances, you're walking around, you're standing out there, and you feel like you get to determine the level of glorification that you give, and you feel like that's enough. Oh, well, we're doing this. They're not doing this, so we're doing more glorifying for the Most High. No, you're not. You could never do enough. And the bottom line is real simple. If you really want to glorify the Most High, you really want to get into a position to show him glorification, you do it consistently through everything that you're saying when you're teaching and giving people information about what, who, what, where, and what he does and what he's already done. I have glorified thee on earth. I have finished the work which thou hast givest me to do. This is 4. 5. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. See, that's predestination. He's showing you right there, before the world was, then what was there before the world was? The Most High is the Son is talking to the Most High and saying, you predetermined prophecy, and I'm the pawn that you pushed in the chess game that you completed. You hear me? He completed it already. He already won the chess game. It's already done. But you can't get the clue for it, right? Why does he have you blocked from it? You need to do some spiritual soul searching and find out why you're spiritually blocked from not knowing what you should be doing to show contrast in terms of giving the Most High all the glory and all the honor throughout all of what you do and what you say. Because you don't do it all what you do and what you say. I don't do what I do and what I say to give him the honor all the time. And I know I don't. But I am striving because he has that set in me to strive to do this. Who are you giving all the honor to? Who are you giving all the confidence in the information you're spreading to? Who are you giving it to? What's coming out of your mouth? Right? Before the world was. 6. Yahawashi is still speaking. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, mean he's predestination, and thou givest them me, and they have kept thy word. Now, 2 things. 1, in the name. Not in Yahuwah's or Yeshua's or Yahweh's or Hashem or none of that crap. It's Yahawah. And the Son is Yahawashi. And keeping them in the word is the Paleo-Hebrew word. Not the Greek, not the Chaldean, not the Syriac, but the Paleo-Hebrew. Not the JC. Don't be out there saying that stuff. Israel united in Christ. How are you going to try to blend that situation? You're going to blend the Hebrew, Paleo-Hebrew into the Greek, Latin abomination and try to say you're united. Oh, man. Let's keep moving. All right. Now they have known that all things whatsoever, they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. See, he already told you. The Most High is telling, Yahawashi is telling us, those that are selected, elected, that can receive this understanding and this clue. Now they have known that all things, who is they? This selected, elected, not the bugged out people who are supposed to be bugged out. They don't know this. This is why they come up with all these weird names and weird doctrines of devils, because they don't know this, okay? But with the Most High saying, now, Yahawashi saying, now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. See? Foundational. Where do you stand with that? 8, for I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me. You got to go correct on the word. And they have received them and have known surely that I came out from thee. See, if you read this completely destroys Trinity bullshit. It destroys people saying that Yahawashi is the Father. It destroys all that stuff. And it destroys any religious practitioner belief systems that are out there, because this is clearly showing a specific direct connection to a chosen people through a chosen savior that has been sent only to that chosen people, which we'll clearly see that when we get further. Okay, he says, and I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. See what I'm saying? 9, I pray for them. You always say this about the John 3:16 bugs out people. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. In other words, everybody was all predetermined by the Father. Predetermined prophecy pawns. See? Right? And we getting some Old Testament, because you gotta have that. And 10, and all mine are thine, and all of Yahawashi's are his, and thine are mine, which is he's been predetermined to make and create for the Father and bring everyone into fruition, and I am glorified in them. See, that's what he's looking for. Elder Yashwamba often says, we go from glory to glory. Glory to glory to who? To you? To the people, to the men of the world that you follow? Who do you go glory to glory to? You better be going glory to the Father. And the way to go glory to glory with him, as we go through glory to glory, is to give him glory to glory. That's what Elder Yashwamba is talking about. That you have to show Father the glory throughout the whole process of glory to glory and glory to glory. And that's what you need to do. Okay? 11. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. Mindset. The one mindset has to be the same in terms of the same doctrine. Not a bunch of doctrines of devils and Yahuwahs and what Yahuwah and Yeshuas, whatever the hell they're saying. None of that. They ain't got nothing to do with the Most High's truth. And stop talking to people who are not part of this. Just if some devil comes up to you and he wants to talk about scripture 50 feet off the ground and start acting like he's included in some universalism, some crap that he thinks he's a supersessionism or replacement theology, why would you even entertain that conversation? What you do, start off foundational and stay that way, and give him a couple of different precepts if that's necessary to get him to go away, that it doesn't have anything to do with him, and go back to whatever the hell he was worshiping or trying to worship before he came across the truth of the word that you are inheriting, not him. Get him out of here. 12. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. So if you're not being kept in the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, then he's got you bugged out, and he's got you on the bugged out train with the rest of the bugged outs that he set forth to fulfill their part of prophecy as a predestined prophecy pawn. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. Okay, so clearly you can see that the disciples that are in the world are fulfilling what they're supposed to, because they are predestined to do so. Now, go down a little further. 13, and now come I to thee, all right, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. Now, how can you have your joy fulfilled in yourself or in ourselves if you complain about everything that the Most High is doing to get you to the new covenant, new kingdom? You know, he had me say this before, and I'm going to say it again. Do you believe that if it would go against prophecy for the Most High if everybody in this fallen state we're in were to go and turn back to the law, statutes, and commandments? is it predetermined and is it predestined that they would actually turn back to the law, statutes, and commandments on this side? It's not. It's not predetermined that they would do that. So what is it that you're actually trying to accomplish here? You should be presenting the fact that Judges chapter 5:11, practicing the righteous acts is important in where we are and where you are in this fallen state. True. But as far as you trying to influence it to a degree where you have some kind of control or power over it, you do not. See, the Most High has already determined who is going to be saved and who's not going to be saved. So it doesn't throw off the fact that you can teach and you can bring things out. It doesn't say that you can't get lessons out because everything's predetermined. You just got to use the contrast in reference to what you're talking about when you give information about what judgments and correction and what areas of prophecy are being fulfilled and what is to come. But you have to stay in, when I say stay in context, I mean you got to continue to share the glorification of the power who's controlling all this, which is the Most High himself through his Son and the angels. But if you don't do that part of it, then you lose people in the spiritual translation of the reality of actually how things are going to end in this situation. Because if you just categorize and do tunnel vision presentation of the correction that's coming and of just the actual wrath that the Father's bringing on the whole world, and you don't show why he's doing it in the context of what it leads through and how it goes through and how you could be navigated through it, you're kind of doing a level of injustice to those that could pick up clues a little bit more effectively. You understand what I'm saying? Picking up clues a little more effectively. And that comes from the fact that there's a level of spiritual blockage that's on you that you have to go and you take that Hezekiah moment and go to the Father and go to the wall and give him what he's looking for from praise, worship, and pray, that he gives you life to bring the truth out in a more contrasting fashion, to give him the glory and the praise for everything that is being done, whether you like it or not, good, bad, or whatever, bugged out or not. Because you're actually experiencing I would say it's sort of a level of being bugged out, because this is getting to you and you can't transition your spiritual condentations and information through this to still get to the people that what they need to know. Because if you're getting disturbed by how the Father's doing this, it's kind of bugging you out a little bit. If you got complaints about, man, I'm tired of Jake, man. Jake get on my nerve, or Jake this. Well, who you think is doing this to Jake? And don't you know that this is part of what has to happen in prophecy? Look, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Judgment starts in the house of Israel first. So don't you see the level of people, the Israelites being bugged out, even if you're in this truth, is still going to point towards you first. It has to, before it points to anyone else. And if you can't grasp that understanding, and as Elder YAHAWAH says, and be able to reach, teach, and preach from glory to glory in terms of the glory to the Father, of that he's doing all this, and give him acknowledgement and credit for this, then it kind of keeps you in a little bit of a bugged out state of mind. Because why is it bothering you so much? I mean, you should be saying, I'm so full of welled up joy, even though shit's falling down all around us and everywhere. But you got to know that that's the sequence upon how we get out of here, which everything has to go so horribly wrong and so bad, because, the Jacob's trouble is got to be the creation against creation. It's got to be one of the worst things you could ever possibly experience, which we don't want to, but we ain't got no choice in the matter. So the bottom line is you have to be able to translate spiritually through your mind and maturity that the glory is given to the Most High, because we have to go through this and explain the contrast through what you're talking and teaching and preaching and prophesying about. And this gives you a level of grace and a level of I would say favor to the Most High when you are able to reach that spiritual maturity level to be able to bring the presentation in that way. You know, but if you can't, why? What is he blocking you for? Why is he blocking you to not see that you feel like you gotta hate Jake, and you gotta hate Jake at women? You gotta hate, you know, the women, the Hebrew Israelite women, and in terms of you don't like what they're doing, but somebody's got to do that in order for us to get out of here. They have to go through this, trying to get you to understand it. We're going to talk about the complainers, because we got some scriptures to talk about that all the way back from the beginning. You know, the Israelites were complaining when the Most High did all the things he did, the miracles. We get into it. We're going to go to Numbers. We're going to go to Exodus. We're going to get all this. But y'all got to understand, he's doing all this, and the whole process of the cleansing and the purification process that has to come forward, all of this has to happen. And in the process of it all happening, we get what we're supposed to get and receive, and then we understand what we will be inheriting, because you won't appreciate what you will inherit and what you will get when our kingdom goes into fruition, once that time happens, if you don't experience all of what it is you're experiencing now. So, you know, hey, what part of the clues aren't you getting? And 13, and now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, and they that might have my joy fulfilled in themselves, right? I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them. See, you see what I'm saying? You got to deal with this, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Right? I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world. See, because you ain't going nowhere until it's time for you to go, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. Now, the Most High tell you can keep from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Okay? So you get the sanctification through the truth of the word, the washing of the water of the word, and this is what happens to you. But you have to realize you got to be giving the Most High his absolute credit for everything that's actually happening. All agendas on all sides, he's doing it. And when you don't translate this through the presentation and the messages and the lessons that you're giving, then there's a reason why he's got you blocked from not doing that. You need to check that out and find out why he's got you blocked from that. 18, as thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. See, for their sakes I sanctify myself, and they also might be sanctified through the truth, which is how it has to happen. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me, though through their word, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, and they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. Okay? And of course, we go into what the future glory is, and which is important, because we talk about that, and we're going to get into our other precepts, and I don't have that many, and then we'll be moving forward. 22, and the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. That's mindset. They're not the same entity, okay? I in them and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one. See, perfection is practice. You have to keep practicing to get to perfection. When you stop practicing, perfection starts to fall off, okay? In one. And that the world may know that thou hast sent me and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. Father. See, he's talking to YAHAWAH. He's not talking to himself. I will that they also whom thou hast given me be with me where I am, and they may behold my glory, which you got from YAHAWAH, which thou hast given me, right? See, for thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. For thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. See, for thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. For the spiritually slow rereads that think that everything is just set in motion and then he's not there anymore. He's an absentee landlord. No, he's not. 25, O righteous Father, the world hath not known thee, but I have known thee, and these have known that thou hast sent me. 26, and I have declared unto them thy name, the real name, Yahawah, not the rest of that crap, okay, and not God. And I will declare it that the love wherewith thou hast loved me may be in them, and I in them. Okay, you got it? You see, this is what's happening, man. I'm trying to tell you, the Father is saying, look, they don't know me, and they don't glorify me through what they say. They give me 3 seconds of all praises to the Most High. And then everything else is all about what his creation is doing and how his creation is accomplishing this and how his creation is the forefront of this and that. No, it's not. He's the forefront of everything. And he's puppetized all of his creation to do exactly what he has them doing. And nobody and nothing in creation is doing its own thing without him completely controlling it. And you don't give him the credit for it. And stop lying and saying you do. Sloppy. Need a little bit of juice there. Now, let's get into it and talk about the complainers. Because the Israelites are a bunch of damn complainers. They've always been. They are creational complainers. And they've always been that way. And they need to stop. But they're going to complain because he set them up to do it. So there's a form of complaining that can be to your benefit. And there is a form of complaining that goes against your benefit. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it, all right? We're going to start in the book of Numbers, which we should, all right? Go to Numbers 11, and let's talk about the people complaining, because this is what they do. And you're the same way now. You don't know the Most High, because if you knew him, you know he's intentional, and he's not going to change what he's doing, and you can complain all you want, but guess what? You ain't changing shit. He's still going to continue to do exactly what he's doing, and you're going to deal with it. Okay? Just like they dealt with it when we were dealing with Moses. Okay, here we go. Numbers chapter 1, starting at the top, and it reads, and when the people complained, and that's a sin, and we're going to talk about that too, it displeased Yahawah, and Yahawah heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of Yahawah burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. Ooh, see that? So when you freaking complainers in the camp start complaining, be ready for some fire on your ass, okay? Because you need to stop complaining, and because you know everything he's doing is to your benefit. All right? Second, number 2, and the people cried out unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto Yahawah, the fire was quenched, right? And he called the name of the place Tabereth, because the fire of Yahawah burnt among them. 4, and the mixed multitude. Ooh, when you say the mixed multitude, all the Edomite devils think that they're included in this. No, you're not. Okay? Because you can't receive this truth unless you're part of the truth. Okay? You can't. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting. See, don't we have that right now? They're doing that right now. And the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us fresh flesh to eat? Oh, we're hurting so bad. Okay. And 5, we remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely. Yeah, right, in captivity. The cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. You freaking complainers. But now our soul is dried away, There is nothing at all besides this manna. He gave you manna, you from heaven before our eyes. And the manna was as colander seed, and the color thereof as the color of belladum. So it's kind of like a beige white type of thing, okay? And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in mills and beat it in the mortar and baked it in pans and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp at night, the manna fell upon it. Okay, see that? And now, now we got Moses complaining because we got to read 10. We're going to go down to 15. And then Moses heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in his door, his tent, and the anger of YAHAWAH was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. And Moses said unto YAHAWAH, wherefore hast thou afflicted thy servant? Question. And he hasn't. He's just trying to show you that you should appreciate what he's done to take your ass out of Egypt. Okay? But no. And his servant, and wherefore have I not found favor in thy sight? See, this is what you want to do, find favor in the Most High's sight by not complaining, okay? That thou layest the burden of all the people upon me. Question 12. Have I conceived all this people? Have I begotten them that thou shouldest say unto me, carry them into the bosom as a nursing father beareth the suckling child unto the land which thou swearest unto thy fathers? Question. Whence should I have flesh to give unto all these people? Question. For they weep unto me, saying, give us flesh that we may eat. Right? 14. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me, Moses. Right? And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of the hand, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. This is a prelude to compliment of exactly how the attitude of Israelites are, even some of them in the truth. Okay, you being graced and blessed with the fact that you are actually a presenter of the truth. You're being anointed as a sent one to go forward, apostle, prophet, whatever you want to call yourself, or whatever he calls you, and you're giving this information. So Moses is even saying here, and 15, and if thou deal thus with me, which he is doing that, right? Now you want him to kill you because you can't stand what he's taking you through in order to deliver the truth and the message to who he sent you to deliver it to, right? I pray thee out of hand, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. Well, this is what he's trying to show you, but are you picking up on what's going on? Because clearly that doesn't seem to be the case. Why do I say that? We're going to Numbers 14 to prove it. Okay, so go to Numbers chapter 14. Okay? Because we're going to talk about what they were doing. All right, and in Numbers 14, we're going to start reading, because the people rebelled. And the rebellious part of them rebelling is not rebelling like you can actually literally rebel against the Most High YAHAWAH. What it is that you're not picking up his clues and the information he's giving you, and you're not understanding that even though you're going through a few hurdles, a few problems, a few consternations, it's not to your detriment. He even tells you that in many places in the scripture, that he will not make an end. He'll make an end to everything else, but not to Jacob. Okay, rough paraphrase, right? Okay, verse 1, Numbers 14, and all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night, and all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron and against the whole congregation, saying unto them, who would God that we have died in the land of Egypt? Or would God we have died in this wilderness? 3. And wherefore hath YAHAWAH brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt? See? complaining, the first thing you want to do is go back to Esau. And they said, in the Hamites, and they said one to another, let us make a captain and let us return into Egypt. See, they're ready to turn. And Moses and Aaron fell on their face before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel. And Joshua and son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephthah, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes, right? And they spake unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, the land which we pass through to search is an exceeding good land. If Yahweh delight in us, then he will bring us into the land and give us the land which floweth with milk and honey. 9, only rebel not ye against Yahweh. In other words, stop whining and bitching and pick up the clues. Neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and Yahweh is with us. Fear them not. But all the congregation bade stone them with stones. See that? And the glory of Yahweh appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before all the children of Israel. See? Now you're about to get your ass in trouble. That's why I keep telling you, you got to stop complaining about how he's doing things. This is the way the Most High has already predetermined to do stuff. You are just a pawn. I'm a pawn. We're all pawns on the chessboard that Yahweh is already won the game and moving pieces around. So stop bitching and complaining about what he's doing and teach in contrast that he's in control of it, and it's all leading to a place that's going to be to our benefit, not to our detriment. Okay? But you got to go through the detriment before you get to the benefit. All right? 11. Moses is pleading for the people, right? And Yahweh said unto Moses, how long will this people provoke me, question, and how long will it be ere they believe me for all the signs which I have shown among them? See, and this is another thing. You see, in all these signs that are being shown, the Most High has shown you, even in this awakening, remarkable signs of individuals that you would have never in your entire lifetime thought that they could be able to translate and transliterate and to break down and bring you truth from this Bible that we have that belongs to us, that supersedes all of what these other devils and all these other religious practitioners try to come out with their renditions of. And they have no idea how this is working because they don't know the Most High, okay? Which I have shown among them, right? 12, I will smite them with the pestilence and disinherit them, and will make of thee a greater nation and mightier than they. See, because this is what's getting ready to happen, because the Most High says, you keep confusing what I'm doing as help with being a complainer and saying you're not in line with, or you're not pleased with the way I'm doing things. You're going to start seeing some pestilence and some stuff happen to you. You're going to get caught up in it. 13, and Moses said unto Yahweh, then the Egyptians shall hear it, for thou broughtest up this people in thy might from among them. 14, right? And they will tell it to the inhabitants of the land, for they have heard that thou, Yahweh, are among the people, that thou, Yahweh, art seen face to face, and that thy cloud standeth over them, and that thou goest before them by day time, and in the pillar of a cloud, and in the pillar of fire by night. That's chariot. So we explained that. We broke that down. Stop saying it's something else, because you wacky tackies come up with all this weird stuff. 15. Now if thou shalt kill all this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of thee will speak, saying. In other words, the Most High knew that Moses was going to bring this type of argument, but he's not worried about that, because he wasn't going to do that. He's telling you all Israel will be saved, right? Because Yahweh was not able to bring this people into the land which he sware unto them, therefore he hath slain them in the wilderness, which he's not going to do, but some of them have to pass on this side. Shalaki. And now I beseech thee, let the power of thy Lord be great, according to thou hast spoken, saying, Yahweh is long-suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty. See? Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. See, so when you bring that out in Numbers 14, 18, this shuts the devils down that come back with some, well, I didn't do it. I didn't have no slave. It wasn't me. It was no. It's you. You the same people. Just like today, you Jakes are the same. All right. So don't say that. All right. And that's why he said that in Numbers 14, 18, 19. Pardon, I beseech thee, the iniquity of this people according unto the greatness of thy mercy. He's pleading for the people. And as thou hast forgiven this people from Egypt, even until now. All right. And then, of course, Yahawah pardons them. We're going to read a little bit of that. All right. And Yahawah said, I have pardoned according to thy word. But as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of Yahawah. Because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times. See, 10 times they were complaining. Okay? 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice. Surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoke me see it. See, so when you keep complaining, that's what you're going to get. 24. But my servant Caleb, because he hath another spirit with him, and hath followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereunto he went, and his seed shall possess it. See, so there's some of us that know that we don't need to complain to the Most High about what he's doing. We count it all joy, and we take great accountability for what he's doing and saying, we love you and just protect us from the wicked, which is thy sword. And all praises really call Lord Yahawah, Yahawashi. Really call Lord Yahawah, not just Greek all praises. Okay? And 25, and the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwelt in the valley. Tomorrow turn you and get into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. Right? And see, so like I said before, they complained in the Red Sea, they complained at the waters of Marah, and they complained in 2 times in the wilderness of Sin. So they were complaining all the time about what was going on. The Most High was delivering them, right? All right. And we're going to see it here. It says 26. And Yahweh spoken to Moses and Aaron, saying, how long shall I bear this evil congregation which murmur against me? You people and you people out there who call yourselves Israelites, even the ones of the truth, you be murmuring against the Most High. Don't even say it. And how do you murmur? We don't murmur. We praise him. Oh, really? Okay, so when you bitch about what he's doing with Jake, and how much you don't like Jake, and how much you don't like the nigger woman, and all this other stuff, you murmuring against the Most High, because he set him up that way. He's the one who put him in that condition. So you should understand that this is the case, and you teach accordingly to the fact that he's got him in this condition temporarily until we get out of this condition or out of this fallen state, and then it won't be there no more. So what are you murmuring about? Why? You know he's doing it. Come back and say he's not doing it. I dare you to try to say he's not doing it. I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which me. And that's what you do. You murmur. Now you can cry and sigh and do your work and do your job. But you know what? You better understand, somebody he is predetermined and predestined to fulfill the role of the bug outs, and everybody else is doing what they're doing. And if you teach it right and acknowledge it right, then it will come off in the way to giving glory to the Most High from glory to glory. And that's how it goes. 28, say unto them, this is Yahawah, say unto them, as truly as I live, saith Yahawah, as ye have spoken in my ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in the wilderness, and all that were numbered of you according to your whole number from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me, right? Doubtless ye shall not come into the land concerning which I swear unto you, dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. But as for you, your carcass, they shall fall in the wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness. After the number of the days in which ye search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. You see what the Most High is saying? Because why? Because you're a bunch of goddamn complainers, and you try to say you're not, but you are. You better learn how to teach and use contrast to give glory to the Most High, because he's taking you through this, because we gotta go through this in order to get to the other side. Nobody's always coming back to the law. Nobody's going to be able to be completely sanctified. Nobody's going to be able to move and get away from the cup of wrath. You're going to get some of it. Like I said before, the Hebrew children were put in the fire. They were still put in the fire. Don't you think psychologically, spiritually and psychologically, when they were being put in the fire, it had to affect them? Think about it. The men who put them into the fire, they turned the fire up, 7 times higher than it was supposed to be, but the Hebrew children were being put in the fire. The men who put them in the fire were freaking melted. They were killed. You don't think that they saw that? And then when they put them in there, so then once they got in there, then they saw Yahawashi. But the bottom line is they still went into the fire. Now, let me ask you a question. Were they complaining? Were the Hebrew children that were going into the fire before they were told to bow down and they said they're not going to do it, and they didn't do it, and they even said if the Most High take our life, then so be it. If not, then so be it. We're not going to do this. Did they complain about being put in the fire? No, they did not. So what the hell is your problem? How come you don't understand that? Why are you so spiritually blocked that you can't get that? You missed that part completely. The men who put them in the fire were killed instantly. But they weren't complaining. They didn't complain about that. They saw it happen. They saw them get melted. They saw them get destroyed. But they didn't complain. They were in the fire. They weren't complaining when they were there with Yahawashi. Nothing happened. No smoke on the garments. No burnt up, singed garments. No hair messed up. Nothing was good. Nothing was hurting them. They were good to go. And then when they took them out, those men got killed, take them out. They didn't complain. You ain't even all the way in the fire yet, and you bitching. 35. I, Yahawah, have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me in the wilderness. They shall be consumed, and there they shall die. 36. And the men which Moses sent to search the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up a slander upon the land, even those men that they did bring up the evil report upon the land, died by the plague before Yahawah. See that? But Joshua, like Yahawashi, right? The son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, which were of the men that went to search the land, live still. You see what I'm saying? So the Most High is telling you, you're not exempt. You think you are, but you're not. If you're in this flesh, you're going to experience the cup of wrath. But it's to your benefit, not your detriment, Because if you've been predetermined through prophecy to be a pawn, to be directed through and around the larger amounts or the horrendous amounts of the wrath of the Most High, then that's what you've been predetermined to experience. But you will experience some of it as long as you're here. This, I guarantee, you will experience. Now we're going to go to Numbers 21. Okay. And I'm going to read 3 through 9. All right, so and it reads, and Yahawah hearkened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities, and he called the name of the place Hormath. And they journeyed from the mount of Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom, and the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. See, starting to bitch and complain again. And the people spake unto Yahawah and against Moses, wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? See, for there is no bread, neither is there any water, right? Our soul loadeth this light bread. See, they're still bitching about what the Most High gave them. Okay, so now you want to bitch. Now you're going to get the serpent. You're going to get the bronze, the fiery serpent. I did a lesson on the serpentine fire. Okay, go look it up. 6, and Yahawah sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit people, and much people of Israel died. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahawah. Right? See, so when you complain, you are sinning against him. Do you not get this? When you really complain without understanding and without glory to glory, glorification to the Most High, in contrast, you're committing a freaking sin against him. All right. Therefore, the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahawah and against thee. Pray unto Yahawah that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And Yahawah said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole, and Shalaki. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. Now, let me say this about that. Now, you're going, wow, why would the Most High want you to get bit and then die and then get bit and then live? See, you don't understand how the Father thinks and how he works. And a lot of us don't. I don't always, but sometimes he gives me a little inspiration to understand it. If he's giving you, he tells you that in scripture, it says that be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. And he talks about the serpent being also a very crafty one and a wise one. So what he's trying to emphasize to you here is that your spiritual understanding and knowledge in terms of clue solving and picking up the information on what he's been doing to deliver you from the captivity and from the hardships that you're going through or that you have been through. But you notice that in the context of that, what he's trying to say to you is he can deliver you through hardship or things that are righteous and joyful for you. You could be going through joy and be delivered, and you could be going through hardships and be delivered. And they could look very much similar in terms of what is the methodology or the method or the object that he's using to show you that salvation. You see what I'm saying? He used the serpent to bite them and kill some of them. And then he also used the serpent that would save some of them. See? So you would think to yourself, why did he use the same methodology each time? Because he's showing you that he's in control. He's in control of all things. See, this is a clear understanding of how predestinated prophecy pawns are put in place. He used the fiery serpents to get them and kill some of them. And he also used a fiery serpent or a bronze serpent made of bronze, and it would bite them and they would live. See, so you see the dichotomy of how the Most High does what he does, where he's showing you I'm in control of all sides of everything, and that I'm the one that can deliver you, or I'm the one that can take you. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. You've got to understand how he operates, his method of operation, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to understand why he's doing the things he does today in this world. People complain about when a child is born and then is taken away soon, and you got jakes who are spiritually blocked, and they're running around going, "Oh, my baby was taken from me. Oh, he was just this age and that age and whatnot, what for?" Yeah, but who did it belong to? It belonged to the Most High. What was the purpose? Well, maybe something happened in a former life that child had to be taken away, and maybe something you did generational where that child had to be taken away, or you had to be taken away, or whatever. But the Most High has purpose and meaning, intentional purpose and meaning behind everything he does, and he doesn't do anything wrong. Just you might think it's wrong, but it's not. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel. All right, we're gonna be through this pretty soon here. We're almost done. Okay, Ezekiel. That's where we're going. Where's my Ezekiel? There it is, right there. Okay, we're going to Ezekiel chapter 36. All right, and we're going to start at 22. All right. Of course, you know, the mountains of Israel are to be blessed in this chapter. This is what that chapter is about. The mountains of Israel are to be blessed, which mountains signify nations, and meaning the nations of Israel. If in case you didn't know. But we're going to talk about Israel to be renewed for his namesake, which is important, because in the real namesake, which is Yahawah, all right? We need to understand that, all right? And we'll start at 22. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith Yahweh power, I do not, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name. Okay, see, let me go over that again, because see, you get a lot of people that teach that this is all about Israel, all about Israel, it's all about Israel, it's all about Israel. No, it's all about the Most High, because you belong to him. It's not he belongs to you. You belong to him because he created you. You didn't create him. So stop trying to big up yourselves into thinking that, oh, we so important because it's all about us. It's only all about you because it's really him that's important, the Most High himself through his son. Okay? That's what it says. Think about it. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, that's all of it. Thus saith Yahweh power, the Lord God, right? I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whether ye went. In other words, whether he also sent your asses, all right? Our asses. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, saith Yahweh power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. 24. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, see, and will bring you into your own land. So he's not concerned with the rest of the heathens in the world. He's talking about you, Israel, and only you. Then I will sprinkle you clean with water upon you, and ye shall be clean for all your from all your filthiness and from all your idols, and I will cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power, your God. So what he's saying to you is, this is what happens in the new covenant, new kingdom, and you wacky tackies, this hasn't happened yet. So y'all need to just get out of here with that, thinking you're in the new covenant already, because you're not. Because this would be the case, and we can see this around the world, that it's not happening. You're not walking in his statutes, you're not walking with his spirit, and you're not safe. And you know you're not. And okay, 29. We got to go to 32. And I will also save you from all your uncleanness, and I will call for the corn and will increase it and lay no famine upon you. Now that's not the case. We still have that happening now. And I will multiply the fruit of thy tree and the increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. 31. Then shall ye remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourself in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. Now see, he's telling you that you're going to remember your own evil ways and your own doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourself in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. And that includes saying and going against your own people and your own women. You're going to have to deal with this because they're going to be into the kingdom. And your asses better think about this. You want to call the women a piece of shit. You want to call them all kinds of nigger women and names and stuff. But I'm going to tell you something. He set them up to be the way they are. But they're going to be in the kingdom with you. And I'm going to tell you something. When you get there with these Israelite women, they're going to be large and in charge of women that are with women. They won't be large and in charge of men, but they're going to be large in charge of women that are with women and all of the women in the entire system. And they're going to remember the shit you've been talking about when you get there. So you better think about that, because that's what the scripture says here. And it also says it in Ezekiel chapter 20 in reference to around 48, 49. So you better start thinking about this. These same women that you have all this reproach and all this disdain for, they are going to be saved and they're going to be into the kingdom because they are Israelite women. They're going to be there. So you better think about that shit. And don't give me no bullshit about you going to be pulling some of the heathens from out of the fields that's out there looking all nasty and trifling as hell, and they ain't righteous and they don't have eternal salvation. And you're going to pull them into the new covenant area and going to deal with these pigs, these pigs with lipstick on in there with the rest of the Israelites. The priest and the father set up YAHAWAH, Bahasham, Yahawashi set up the men and the Lord to be the sons and daughters of YAHAWAH, who will be part of the priesthood. These people that are out in the field, they're not going to be inside the temple area. They're not coming inside the courtyard. They ain't got shit to do with that. They're going to be right out there in sin and learning the law from you just like they're supposed to. And you ain't bringing them into the tabernacle and into that area just so you can get your freak on. It ain't happening. Stop saying that shit. There ain't no way, you can't prove it nowhere in the scriptures that all of a sudden you're going to get a bunch of these, because they all got to go. All the Edomites going to be done away with because of working in the field. And look at the Moabites. You can't remove their reproach. The Amorite, you can't remove that reproach either from the Mongolism that they got going on, being through through Lot. Incest? No, you can't remove that reproach. That's part of who they are and how they're made. The Hamites, the Canaanites, they can't even be in the kingdom. So you can't have none of them. So who else you going to have? Saying dumb shit. Ain't nobody said no got no proof about that. Now, if you're going to have a bunch of Israelite women, that's different. But I don't know that. You don't know that. You got to see when you get there. Stop making up stuff. 32. Not for your sakes do this, saith Yahweh power. Be it known unto you, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. Let's read 31 and 32 again. Then shall ye remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. Shit you say and do that is not proven is a freaking abomination. Okay? 32. Not for your sakes do I this, saith Yahweh power. Be it known unto you, be ashamed and confounded for your own sakes, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh power, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and in the waste shall be builded. And the desolate land shall be titled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. So when them damn devils and everybody else is out there working and getting this stuff back together, there's nobody going to be messing around with their trifling ass stinking women. Nobody ain't doing that. And ain't nobody cleaning them up. And nobody said they're going to be cleaned up. They're going to be exactly the way they're supposed to be. And ain't nobody touching them. All right, let's move forward. I don't want to go on a rant too much. Shit like that, it doesn't matter. Okay. All right, we're going to 1 Corinthians now. We're almost done. We're almost done here. All right. 1 Corinthians. All right. And because people be complaining too much, and you can be destroyed for that. Okay, let's bring some of that. Let's prove that. Let's go to Corinthians. 1 Corinthians. What am I at? Am I 10:9? I think it is. Yeah. Okay, yeah. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, starting at verse 9. Neither let us tempt Hamashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. You hear that? They got destroyed by the serpents. I read about that in Numbers. 10. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. I'm going to read it again. Murmuring and complaining can get you destroyed. This is what the scripture says. It's not me. This is what the Most High said. He said it in Numbers, and he's only going to do what his father told him to do. And Yahawashi saying is telling you here. All right? Number 9. Neither let us tempt, that's complaining, Hamashiach, as some of them also tempted in the wilderness and also being delivered, and were destroyed of serpents, right? The fiery serpents, remember? 10. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now these things happened unto them for example, and they are written for our ammunition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. You see that? That's what's going on right now towards the ends of the world that come. And you need to stop bitching about how the Most High is taking everything down and start showing some contrast in reference to the fact that he's going and doing this, and he deserves glory to glory out of you for the fact that he's taking it down in this way. And you need to count it all joy that you're able to go through this and he hadn't bugged your ass out. And that's what's important. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. 13. There hath no temptation taken upon such as is common to man, but Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. In other words, don't complain so much, because you can just do your work. Just present the information. You can sigh and cry, but you know what? He said, tempted above that ye are able, but will with that temptation also make a way of escape, that ye may be able to bear it. You see what I'm saying? You can bear this right now, but if you complaining now about how he's tearing things down, what happens when he really starts fucking shit up real bad? Excuse my language. When he really start messing stuff up really bad on inside of Jacob's trouble, what you gonna complain about then? You won't even be able to make it. It's that ain't even here yet. Even Elder Menachezapa was talking about before. He says, look, you still got liberty to do stuff, to go out and eat and buy this and buy that and get this and get that and do all kinds of stuff that you're doing, and you still, and no one's taking you down to the nth degree in terms of how you moving. But pretty soon it's going to be to the point where you ain't going to be able to move like that, because the Most High is going. He is already determined to take everything down. You know it's going there. So go with his flow. Go with the Most High's flow, not yours or your organization. Go with his flow. What he said do. And if you can't prove it, don't say it. 2 or 3 witnesses. 2 or 3 proven witnesses. And keep going in that direction. Shocking. All right, we're going to keep going. And we were at what? You were buried. That was 13. 14. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. Speak as to wise men. Judge ye what I say. The cup of blessing, which is bliss, is not the communion of the blood of Hamashiach. Did you hear that? The cup of blessing, which we bless, is not the communion of the blood of Hamashiach. The bread which we break is not the communion of the body of Hamashiach. For we being many are one bread and one body, for we are all partakers of that one bread. You hear that? Behold, Israel after the flesh, are not they which eat the sacrifices partakers of the altar? Question, of course. What say I then? Question. That the idol is anything, or that which is offered is in sacrifice to idols is anything. 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, and we're talking about the scattered Israelites who don't know they're Israelites, not no wacky tackies, because they don't have nothing to do with this, okay? Gentile sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to YAHAWAH. And I would not that ye would have fellowship with devils. You hear that? So stop wasting time with them. This has nothing to do with them, right? And he says, ye cannot drink the cup of Yahweh the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the anointed's table and of the table of devils. Do we provoke the anointed to jealousy? Question. Are we stronger than he? Are you stronger than he? Then stop saying you're going to do stuff that he didn't say you're going to do until you can absolutely prove it by a multitude of witnesses. Right? Because it says here, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. No man seek his own, but every man another's wealth. Right? So you're going to have to get in line with following the flow of the Most High and not what other people say. All right, we're almost done. We're going to Philippians. We got to get a little something from Philippians 2. All right, Philippians chapter 2. And he gave me 14, right? And Philippians 2, okay, I'm going to start at 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is Yahawah which worketh in you both to will and to do for his good pleasure. Let me read that again for people who think that they got free will, or people who think that, the Most High just set its course and just let it run its course. No, it's not how it works, okay? So let's understand it, all right? All right. 13, for it is Yahawah which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. 14, do all things without murmuring and disputings. Do you hear that? That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yahawah, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation which you're operating in, among whom ye shine as lights in the world, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Hamashiach, that have not run in vain, neither labored in vain. 17, yea, and if I be offered upon the sacrifice and service of your faith, I joy and rejoice with you all. For the same cause also do ye joy and rejoice with me. So what he's saying here at the end is all the stuff that the Most High is doing, that Yahawashi is performing with the angels, has to happen, and it's going in that direction because it's supposed to, and you can't stop it. So just have joy in it and rejoice with you all in it, as he says he will. You got to go there and understand this is what we're dealing with. Now let's go to James, and then we'll be in 1 Thessalonians, we'll finish up. James chapter 5, okay? And we're going to read 9. And this is the exhortation. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. And that's Yahawashi. Read it again. James chapter 5, verse 9. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Right? In other words, I'll read a little further. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. See, that's where you're supposed to operate. You suffer the afflictions with patience, and you get the truth out. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, the Lord is very pitiful and all tender mercy. But above all things, my brother, swear not, neither be by heaven, neither by earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, lest ye fall into condemnation. So just glory to glory, man. Give the Father his credit all through the process of everything that's happening. Say what you can prove what you can say, and follow the predestinated prophecy pawn process that the Father's going to. Don't try to resist it. Don't try to be clueless. Be clue solvers and go through this process, okay? Because it will benefit you in your mind, in your spiritual mindset, and your spiritual walk. We're going to go ahead and end with 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 18, and then we will be done. All right. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of Yahawah and Hamashiach, Yahawashi, concerning you. Right? Quench not the spirit, despise not prophesying, prove all things, hold fast that which is good, abstain from all appearances of evil, and the very power of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray, Yahawah, your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Hamashiach Yahawashi. Faithful is he that calleth you, who also will do it. Brethren, my brethren, pray for us. Greet all the brethren with an holy kiss. I charge you by our Lord that this epistle be read unto all the holy brethren. The grace of our Lord Yahawashi Hamashiach be with you. Amen. Call Yahawah. Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, Wada Yahawah, Wada Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Shalaki Yahawah, for my sins as I cry. Baba Kashai Yahawah, for your mercy all the time. Baba Kashai Yahawah, for reply every time. Kolo Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Shalaki Yahawah, for your mercy all the time. Kolo Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi.